On his birthday, President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. wished for a more developed agricultural sector and better livelihood for Filipinos. He also said that the best birthday gift he received was the completion of the implementing rules and regulations of the new Agrarian Emancipation Act. Cresilyn Catarong files this report.
President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. revealed that the best gift that he received on his 66th birthday was the completion of the Implementing Rules and Regulations, or IRR, of the new Agrarian Emancipation Act, or Republic Act No. 11953. The President made the remarks a day before his birthday at a time when the Department of Agrarian Reform presented the IRR of the new Agrarian Emancipation Act.
At ako'y nagpapasalamat sa inyong lahat, sa lahat ng kasama natin upang mabuo natin ang IRR ng New Emancipation Law. At on a personal note, nagpapasalamat ako. Ito na yata ang pinakamagandang birthday gift na natanggap ko sa buong buhay ko. Maraming salamat.
Aside from the IRR, the President also signed the executive order for the extension of the moratorium on the payment of the debt of agrarian reform beneficiaries. As the Secretary of the Department of Agriculture, President Marcos said that ensuring the well-being of Filipino farmers, protection for their crops, and an abundant harvest were among his birthday wish. The President also hoped for a better agricultural sector and good weather that would benefit all Filipino farmers.
Maging maayos na ang agrikultura at malaman na natin kung ano ba talaga ang weather, wet season ba o dry season, para naman matulungan natin yung mga farmer natin. Yun lamang naman ang aking panalangin pa rin hanggang ngayon.
President Marcos reaffirmed his administration's goal to support Filipino farmers and meet their needs for more vigorous local production. The President also expressed his gratitude to the Department of Agrarian Reform and called for a whole-of-nation approach to achieving a stable agricultural sector in the Philippines. For God and for my beloved Philippines, this has been Cresilyn Catarong, SMNI News.
Pastor Apollo Sikibuloy believes that the declaration of martial law in the country saved the Philippines from the hands of communists. Hannah Jane Sancho reports.
Sa matagal na panahon, Chairman, binigyan po ng napakasamang imahe yung September 21. Ang narinig lang po natin ay isang narrative. Alam niyo po, Chairman, sa mundong ito, dalawa dapat ang narrative na naririnig natin. Kung narinig na po natin yung isang narrative, okay. Pero wag naman natin isuppress yung isang narrative. Yung isang narrative po ay itong martial law ay nakapagdulot din po ito ng pagliligtas sa ating bansa na tayo po ay maging communist country. At marami din po tayong mga kasundaluhan ang nagbigay po ng buhay para maligtas po ang ating bayan na tayo po ay makubkob ng mga komunista. Kasi nung panahon po na yan, Chairman, ay malakas na malakas ang komunista sa Southeast Asia. Katulad po ng nangyari sa Korea, katulad po ng nangyari din sa Vietnam. Kung natatandaan niyo po sa Indonesia, napakalakas din po ng komunista dyan. Nagkataon lang po na matindi yung kanilang presidente nung panahon na yun. Tinapos niya agad yung problema doon. At ganun din po sa Malaysia. Kaya po itong pagtatag ng martial law, hindi naman po natin sinasabi na pinasisinungalingan natin yung sinasabi naman ng isang narrative. Oo, sige, nandyan yung narrative ninyo, pero may isang narrative. Huwag naman natin solohin lang. Kailangan kung kinikilala ninyo, yung mga bayani nyo dyan, meron din isang bayani dito. At dapat din natin silang kilalanin. Sapagkat kung hindi dahil sa kanila, hindi natin mai-enjoy lahat ito. Ini-enjoy natin ang kalayaan na ito dahil sa sakripisyo ng mga sundalo na ito.
This is a statement made by Senator Robin Hood Padilla during a committee hearing in the Senate. With this proposal to declare September 21 each year as a day for commemorating martial law in the country as a day for unsung heroes. In the program Give Us This Day on Wednesday, Pastor Apollo Sikibuloy of the Kingdom of Jesus Christ expresses support for Senator Padilla's proposal. Pastor Apollo emphasized that if it weren't for the declaration of martial law, the Philippines might have suffered a fate similar to Cambodia, becoming a killing field where millions of Khmer people perished under the regime of communist leader Pol Pot.
Again, Senator Padilla was right when he said that. I've been saying that for a long time, even in my preaching, even in my Give Us This Day program, or whatever program I have. I've said, if the former president, late President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. did not declare martial law, we would have been a communist country now under the brutal leadership of Joma Sison. And we would have been like Cambodia right now when there was the killing field.
For Pastor Apollo, the declaration of martial law in the Philippines can be considered a divine intervention to protect the Filipino people from the fate that befell nations placed under the communist regimes.
We were averted from having that kind of an experience where Cambodia's Pol Pot killed over more than 1 million or millions of people in Cambodia, the killing fields. You know that. That is what will happen to us if martial law was not declared. So martial law was declared as an act of the president, and it is a divine intervention. That we still now enjoy our freedom of worship and other freedoms that we would have lost if martial law during the time of President Marcos Sr. was not declared. So, I've been saying that all along. And Senator Padilla was right in saying that also.
Pastor Apollo expressed his support for Senator Padilla's proposal to declare September 21 not only as a date to commemorate martial law, but also to recognize what are known as unsung heroes.
So Padilla said, we have soldiers who gave their lives to save our nation from being surrounded by communists. We will not enjoy all of this if not for them. We are enjoying this freedom because of the sacrifices made by our soldiers. True. Correct. Even until now. Even after the height of the power of this Maoist group, the CPNP and the EF, it was the only wall of defense that we have is the armed forces of the Philippines. And they stood their ground for us. That's why we still have our freedom right now. That's why I love the soldiers. I love the armed forces of the Philippines.
For God and my beloved Philippines, this has been Hannah Jane Sancho. SMNI News.
Pastor Apollo C. Kibuloy raised concerns over the possible consequence of Kim Jong-un and President Putin's meeting in Russia. Hannah Jane Sancho files this report.
Pastor Apollo C. Kibuloy of the Kingdom of Jesus Christ sees North Korean leader Kim Jong-un's visit to President Vladimir Putin as a dangerous step. In his program Give Us This Day on Wednesday, Pastor Apollo revealed that this could potentially be the catalyst for the start of the Third World War. This comes in light of reports suggesting that the primary reason for Kim's visit to Russia may be related to concerns over potential supply of weapons, which has raised alarms among Western nations.
So, may mga reaksyon yan eh. Kung anong ginagawa ng isang kalaban mo, kung maaari mong gawin, gagawin mo rin. So, ngayon, nagtutulungan na sila. Papunta na ito sa tinatawag ng World War III. Malaking tribulation ito. Ito yung magiging mitsa. Kung hindi ito mapigilan, ito magiging mitsa ng Third World War.
According to Pastor Apollo, it is relatively easy to transport these weapons, especially if Russia requests it, as North Korea is connected to mainland China, and they can route them through there to reach Russia.
Pumupunta si Kim Jong-un sa North Korea because North Korea na connected yan sa mainland China. Through China, papunta na ng Russia yan, boundary lang eh. Nagte-train lang yan. So kung mag-supply ng armas yan, hindi na mag-aeroplano, by train na lang. Underground pa. Hindi wala nang hinto. Naku, matindi to. Di ba? O si Kim Jong-un pa naman, palaban masyado.
According to the good pastor, in order to halt the escalation of the situation, it is necessary to cease the supply of war weapons on both sides, especially in Ukraine, which has long been receiving arms from Western nations. He said it is also possible that not only North Korea, but also Iran and other countries allied with Russia will assist in supplying weapons to Moscow.
So, mga malalakas na armas na itong ginagamit ngayon eh. At hindi pa nagkakaubusan. Marami ng mga sundalo na mamatay both sides by the hundreds of thousands na. Ngayon, kung di pa mapipigilan yan, gagawa rin ng paraan yung kabila, tulad ng Russia, na bawat 5 segundo ata, nagpapaputok na sila ng mga missiles sa kanilang multiple rocket launchers sa Ukraine. Tinitira ngayon yung Kiev na. Nagtitirahan na sila sa kanilang mga capital cities. Ako, delikado to. Kaya, to avert this, kailangan maghinto na yung pagsusupply ng mga armas. Mag-usap na. So, matatandaan na una nang nagsupply ang mga kanlurang bansa, Estados Unidos at mga pinagsama-samang bansa sa Europa, ng mga armas pandigma sa Ukraine sa simula pa lamang ng military intervention ng Russia sa Ukraine. Sa pag-aakalang kung sila'y magtutulungan, magagapi nila ang Russia. Na-underestimate mo yung kalaban. Hanggang ngayon, hindi pa naubos ang missile nila. Meron namang isang magsusupply. Sino pa yung iba? Baka may Iran pa diyan. Baka may iba pang mga bansang katuwang ng Russia.
It should be noted that the conflict between Russia and Ukraine originally stemmed from Ukraine's failure to comply with the Minsk agreement and its alleged mistreatment and discrimination against Russian-speaking people in the Donbas region, which is part of Ukraine that Russia annexed in September last year. In the end, Pastor Apollo stated that because both sides refused to back down, it is possible that there will be no clear winner and the outcome of the conflict could lead to mutually assured destruction. The most frightening scenario would be if these countries were to resort to using nuclear missiles, potentially resulting in the world's devastation and humanity's extinction. For God and my beloved Philippines, this has been Hannah Jane Sancho, SMNI News.